dude. Hot Toys, right? I want to ask the question because I ran a poll the other day. And I need to bring this up while I'm talking, but essentially I forgot to bring this up ahead of time. But like, is Hot Toys really still winning because of the licenses that they have? Because for the longest time, Hot Toys has been the king, bro. They've been the king of the mountain. We've said no one can top their quality in terms of license, custom pieces, sure, limited, expensive shit, sure, but those license pieces, Hot Toys has been the king of the mountain, and they really still are. But I'm wondering, is the primary reason for that the licenses? Because I asked the question, are you more excited for InArt or Hot Toys? I think the poll was like 60% Hot Toys, but there were a decent amount of people who said it's because of the licenses. Like if InArt had the licenses that Hot Toys has, then I would probably be more excited for InArt figures. And that I find very interesting and worthy of discussion and a topic. Kiko, is Hot Toys winning because of their licenses, and are they still the king? Where do you stand on this?
Let's talk a little football. All right.
All right.
So you have to look at trends and you have to look at legacy. If I remember back in the day when Zach Wilson was heralded as this great up and coming quarterback, and they're like, okay, let's see what happens here. If he has a good game, does that make him a Hall of Fame quarterback? No, it certainly doesn't. Now you have to look at the legacy of how long somebody's been at something. I know that there's people that think I'm mean to InArt and I love suck dick on Hot Toys, and I don't care. I mean, I like good figures. If I can get good figures, I put them in there. And just like Jimmy said, success depends on your definition of success. So I don't know if you can say that InArt is winning because they put out 3 figures. They have the potential to certainly do it. Just like at the combine, you look at, wow, look how high they jump, look how far they throw, look at all the things they do. The potential is there. Licenses aside, if you are looking at the king of 1/6, especially when the king of pop comes out, I cannot wait for that. I will probably sit down there and bow down that they're the greatest company of all time. But right now, as I said, this is Hot Toys' 20th year of doing this. So just like when, going back to the Jets, Aaron Rodgers and Zach Wilson, Aaron Rodgers has won a Super Bowl, he's won games, he's done things, and right now, if he were to come right out and not snap his Achilles, that's why he was the starter of the Jets, because he has the legacy to back it up. The potential and the mechanics and everything right there for Zach Wilson is there, but he's not put enough of evidence on the field to show that it's going to be the king. So it's going to be time to see. I understand that they're a new company and 3 great releases and about 6, 8, 10 really good teases and reveals. For sure. They have the potential. But I don't know if you can define and hand the crown to somebody because there's nothing to take it away from. And do you talk about gross sales? Do you talk about number of things put out? Talk about quality? I don't know. That's the big question to ask.
It is, bro. It is. And I think your analogy is mostly a fair one, but I would say that InArt has probably performed thus far better than Zach Wilson ever has. So so I do think maybe it would be more like Trey Lance or
here's the other thing, going back to football. And you think about, I saw someone tweet it yesterday. Has anybody played themselves out of the Hall of Fame? If Russell Wilson retired 2 years ago, he would have been instant Hall of Fame. Now, is it possible that Russell Wilson sucks and may not get to the Hall of Fame because of his recent track record? Now, that could be happening with Hot Toys. They could shit the bed for the next 3 years and play themselves out of the crown. So, I don't know.
Right. Absolutely. It could be. I mean, but I do notice a common sentiment being expressed that, like, again, this is 60-40 vote here. And that's pretty close. That's closer than I thought it was going to be with 1.2K votes. So that's probably the most votes I've ever gotten on a poll before. So it's a significant amount of people voting in these polls. And I don't know, man. Like, and I saw a lot of people, I could bring up the comments, but a decent amount anyway, from what I recall about, sort of if Hot Toys, if InArt had those licenses, I'd be more excited for InArt. So it's like, I don't know. Like, Hot Toys does some amazing work, and I think we're all so grateful for what they've done. It's crazy. It's just, man, like, you got to think like InArt. And again, the reason we're having discussion about the batch system is because people are so fucking hype about getting these figures, and people are buying InArt figures when they probably don't even give a shit about that character just because of how good that figure is. So Hot Toys, I don't know if people, maybe they just don't hear about it. Maybe they still do that. I don't know. Hot Toys is more like, you have more options. Like, I'm going to buy it because I want
some of these artisan figures out. Then we'll talk.
Artisan figures, sure. I think people are buying those for sure, even if they don't want it, probably. Yeah, that's true. But Dean, what do you think, bro? I mean, Hot Toys is still the king. Is their licenses their fallback here?
That's an interesting question. It definitely doesn't hurt. But InArt has the ability to get those licenses, especially now that they've proven what they could do. It's just probably not licensed for us over here. Right. So you still have to go through third party sellers to get them, which, isn't as big a problem as it maybe used to be. But I on our show, I kind of, to do another analogy.
Yeah.
There's always these car companies that are like, hey, we're gonna beat Tesla. We're gonna come out, we're gonna make a better car than Tesla at like 3 times the price. So it's like, is it better? Yeah, maybe like you get like actual leather instead of that vegan shit that Tesla uses. And the seats are a little more cushy and you get more like creature comforts, but at what cost? But InArt's prices have also been kind of surprising lately with that Superman. Like I said, you could get it for $312. That's not much higher than Hot Toys.
No.
What we're paying, so the sideshow tax and shipping and shit, it comes out, what was Hera, 260 on sideshow?
Yeah, 260.
So she's probably closer to 220 maybe from a Hong Kong seller.
Yeah, from Hong Kong, maybe, she was like 205.
205.
Right.
So
about 25%
is 312 from a Hong Kong seller, or not Hong Kong seller, but like it's still much higher. Even getting them through the not sideshow, but it's you gotta kind of beat, if you want to be the best, you gotta beat them on all fronts. So the fact that the prices are a little higher, again, not much. I'm not coming for their throat on this, but like the Joker was kind of insane, right? $1,200 for 2 figures, like god damn.
Well, $1,500 from Big Bad,
which is sold.
Yeah.
But I think Joker was realistically about, I think it was like $1,095 on kit shipped.
Yeah,
there was some big ass boxes.
Yeah, and to be fair, those were the rooted ones, and that was pretty crazy because people would charge $500 just for a rooted head sculpt back in the day. Sure. So the fact that they've even got it at this point is still, credit where credit's due.
Right.
But that is a big ask. So but now we see Hot Toys doing it too. So it's like, well, like maybe it is just their licensings that are saving them, because the market. Hey, if we could get $500 for a figure, let's do it. But yeah, there's a lot of things to consider of why Hot Toys could be winning or losing. Yeah, it's an interesting question. I like it.
Yeah, dude. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I was sitting at work and I was like, I'm going to come up with a pretty cool, fun question. So it was fun. And I thought about this poll actually, and I thought the results were pretty interesting. So yeah, I don't know. I'm fascinated with what both companies are doing. I think they're both making each other better. And again, hopefully J&D and maybe other companies will come into 1.6. And I think there's room enough for everyone if they release really good shit. Kiko,
he's raising his hand.
That was an actual hand raise, because I can't believe I forgot to mention this, because we did a whole interview on it. Yeah. If InArt does not fix their distribution, they will be fucked. Right. That is their thing. That doesn't matter.
I think they will get US distribution at some point.
If you get the US distribution, then we can talk. But that's their biggest Achilles heel.
I have one more question after this, if you guys feel up for it.
What is it? Hit us with it.
Do you think InArt also no? Do you think InArt also moving into 1/12 scale is going to affect their production schedule of 6 scale? Are they biting off more than they could chew? Is that going to affect them in any way? Like, it
I was
seems
surprised
like an odd move.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that Batman in 12th scale. But I mean, maybe again, like you want as entry level access as possible, and 12th scale is pretty reasonable. You can still charge like what did Lim Toys charge? Like a kit was selling them for like $150 for a 2-pack. So you can still charge a decent amount for 12th scale. So I hope not. I would hope not. I'm sure they've thought it through, but it's I don't know. It was an interesting choice to me, but I guess there's a big market for 12 scale out there that we just don't know about.
Hot Toys has dipped the toe in 12 scale with the Batwing or the Bat.
That's true. They did.
And it's like, did Hot Toys miss the mark on doing 12 scale? Because now InArt's coming in, they're going to do it, and the Hot Toys might be thinking like, fuck.
Right.
We should have done that because we've seen them already do the rooted hair in following that market.
Yeah.
So you think Hot Toys is going to be like, well, let's do 12 scale as well.
I'm sure they're both monitoring what one another are doing, as are the other companies too.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure 3.0 and all of them are monitoring the market, the competition.
Oh, so. 3.0. Yeah, I don't even. 3.0 is not as good. I will say that.
No, they're not on this level, but they do make some really good shit. Transformers, though, that's a different conversation.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't even know if they would even consider themselves even in the same like ring, like the same league. It's
I think for Transformers they do, but not for the other stuff, probably. You know?
Yeah.
But their outfits are great.
I was gonna say that 3.0 has Game of Thrones now. InArt does too. So
right.
So they might have to.
They're gonna have to step it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that point, yeah, they're gonna step it up for sure. But guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What you're thinking about this, Hot Toys discussion here about licenses. Are they still king? Are they not? I think it's just a fun discussion, regardless of where you fall on it. Again, no hard feelings. It's just a matter of like, I think it's a fun discussion. Like things are changing in the collecting industry, and we're seeing a lot of different adjustments and sort of evolutions and innovations and stuff like that. And I think it's great, man. I think this is a really good time to be a collector. Yes, prices are rising. However, so is the quality. And I think at the end of the day, we're all willing to pay for quality, probably more than we thought we were willing to pay, but we are doing it, in fact. So consider these artisan figures, consider InArt. J&D is going to come in and really fucking drop the mic because they're going to be like $800, baby, one figure. And we're going to see for real at that point who's in.
That's wild.
I don't know if they will. They might be $650 or $700. I don't know. But
that's still, that's quarter scale statue money.
It is. Well, I don't even know. I don't for sideshow, yeah, but like for statues nowadays, dude, Prime 1, quarter scale. Well, I guess quarter scale is like 1,200 now. What is
Prime 1? Dude, Prime 1 pisses me off.
That's a whole nother discussion.